I've moved, so I'm for. I don't buy this parity crap. What do you make of super teams? No parity, bad for the league.
Is it really? I mean, okay, so basically what people wanted was Utah, Washington playing in the finals. That's what you wanted. We had it before when we had New Jersey against San Antonio.
And nobody watched.
And the ratings were the lowest since tape delay. And those that don't know tape delay back in the 80s.
That was the league.
That was the league. So that's what you want. So I try to tell people this. You forget about the league itself, okay? The only time we really had parity in the NBA was in the 70s, from 70 to 79, okay? That's the only time. It was 8 teams that won a title.
In the 70s.
In the 70s. That was the only time that you're talking about an extensive amount of different teams from year to year. You see it right here, the breakdown. The 80s, the 90s to 2000s. Think about this. From 1980 to 2005, before Miami won it, there's only 7 teams that won a title. 7 different teams, but we won parity. No, you want to see the best teams play. And I get it if you're in Utah or if you're in D.C.
But by the way, the people that say it's bad, do you think Utah's arena will be empty next year?
No. They'll still be at the games.
Because they love the game.
Yeah.
They love their team. In a lot of these cities like Portland, San Antonio, Utah, it's the thing to do. Mm-hmm. And you still love your team.
Well, I love the fact that you want to be more competitive.
Yeah.
You want to give yourselves a chance to get to the Eastern or Western Conference Finals, advance to the playoffs. Give yourself a chance. Trust me, I totally get it. And will we see a team pop up out of somewhere? Yeah, probably. But it's not like football. When you're in a 7-game series, it is made for the best team to win.
Always.
So you're going to have it. And to me, the intriguing part, and I know you're big on storylines. What do we have? We have the storyline of Kevin Durant leaving OKC, going to Golden State. How would that work? Would it make sense? Cleveland, can they get back? Now, I know the rest of the leagues kind of struggled a little bit, but that's what carried us through the course of the season. And I know it only went 5 games in the finals, but leading up to it is what we wanted to see.
And I think you point on something really interesting is all leagues are looking for storylines. This is where baseball has sometimes struggled. They don't have great storylines. The NBA going into this season is how long can it last? What's LeBron going to do? Oh, my God, Paul George could join the Cavs. There's a lot of storylines. Lonzo Ball to the Lakers. The NBA is the only other draft outside of the NFL we pay attention to. So the NBA has always been sports is really about stories. I don't host a radio show. I tell stories for 3 hours. That's what we've always, in the back room, we talk about. Find good stories. In the end, the NBA and the NFL are the best storied sports, and that's why they're powerful. For the record, Chris Broussard says, listen, get Paul George over to Cleveland. You may have to move Kevin Love, but Paul and Kyrie and LeBron James, A, do you think it happens? B, does it close the gap?
Well, my issue is with this. A lot different than moving KD to Golden State is that KD played similar to Clay, to Steph.
Okay.
Because he can work off the ball. He doesn't need the ball in his hands to be dominant.
Okay.
So it doesn't slow down the offense. You insert a Paul George into Cleveland's lineup, you have another ball stopper. So how do you now manage 3 players who really need the ball? I'm not saying that it couldn't work. You're going to get through the Eastern Conference. Don't get me wrong on that. That's not even a question. But how does that work when you're playing against a Golden State? Because we saw this 2 players in last night's game kind of go one-on-one. When Cleveland is at their best, the ball is hopping, it's moving. Kevin Love gives you that because he can spread the court. With Paul George, how do you integrate a player that needs the ball in his hands to kind of dominate?
That's why Melo doesn't work.
That's right. He's not a catch and if Paul George was a catch and shoot player, now can you play LeBron at the 4 and make him go into the post and be a facilitator? No. It's not going to work. I mean, he's not going to do it. He could. Are you going to exclusively play him at the point guard? If you do that, he's still dominating the ball. So that's a question you got. On paper, it looks great. But offensively, how do you make it gel where they're most productive? And like I said, in Oakland, it was easy because of KD, the way he played.
You know how, and by the way, Jim Jackson looking smooth today. Look at that outfit.
Hey,
He's fresh off a visit to the Dominican
that's
Republic.
right.
He's
That's
feeling
right. Little
great.
golf, won a little money.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
So take me into the mind of the player, though, because I'm sitting telling Kristine, NBA guys are sitting there last night watching KD, and it's like LeBron in Miami, and they're saying, man, you get moving's fun, man. You get a bigger shoe deal. What happened last night, how do NBA players view last night? Gordon Hayward, Jimmy Butler, Paul George.
Right.
When they're watching it, I'm happy for KD. What's an NBA player about to get rich thinking?
Well, it depends on where you're at in your career. If you're young, you still envision yourself being the guy that can lead your team to a championship. Okay. As you get a little bit older, i.e. KD, 10th year, he's like, man, screw all this, man. I need to win the title. And I need to win it now because it's not guaranteed. So I think when you progress in your age, but also in your maturity in playing the game, you realize that the bigger picture is how can I compete for a title? I played 14 years, and I was close in 98, 99. I was in Portland, we lost to San Antonio in the Western Conference Final. As close as I got.
Yeah.
If I could move and go somewhere to get to a championship, now again, I'm not KD, I'm not one of these Hall of Fame players, I would. Because that's when I'm envious, Colin. When I see them, the confetti, still to this day, I'm like, I wonder what that feels like. And a lot of guys want it. They may not say it publicly, but internally, they want it.
Gordon Hayward's a nice player. You can go to Boston and essentially guarantee Eastern Conference Finals 4 years.
And why would, if you're Boston, you think about this 3 to 5 year period. How can we competing and basically be in the Eastern Conference Finals for the next 3 to 5 years? Cleveland, you think about it, LeBron has 3 really good years left. I mean, great years. What if one of those players gets hurt?
See, that's what I think.
Now that puts you in a position to compete.
That draft picks don't.
Oh, draft picks don't.
That's exactly what I argue. You want to be close enough to the Warriors. Durant's hurt, we can win. That's my whole theory.
If LeBron is hurt, we can get into the finals.
Kyrie's been hurt multiple times, so's Love.
That's right, so's Love.
So that's why I say, you can say going into a season we're not as good, but stuff happens.
Yes.
Virtually every team this year, including, did somebody get hurt on the Cavs this year? KD missed. Virtually, who got hurt?
Well, Kevin Love was out. Bogut. When he came in, he was out. But you think about this. We're always saying that the West is so much more competitive. Okay. Across the board, but who really challenges Golden State?
Nobody.
No, I mean, okay, yes, Tony Parker didn't play, and we had the 25-point deficit in the first game against San Antonio. But honestly, the Clippers are not there. Mavs are not there. Utah, Memphis, keep going. Okay, keep going down the line. It may be intriguing a little bit, but they're not pushing them. They're not going to dethrone them. So where are we at once again?
Get as close as you can.
That's it.
And sometimes championships in all sports have been decided by injuries.
That's right. And it's more important, too, when you're in the Eastern Conference, you may have a better chance, depending on what Cleveland does over this summer, to be right there if something happens.